Hi guys, welcome back to Cooking the Books with Heather, and today we're going to make another recipe out of Vivian Howard's Deep Run Roots cookbook. It's blueberry season here in North Carolina, and we're going to make blueberry chicken. First step is to make the blueberry barbecue sauce. We're making blueberry barbecue chicken. And the first step is to make the blueberry barbecue sauce, which, by the way, you can buy in the store. Here, at least, I assume all over the United States, because she does have a show on PBS, or she had a show on PBS, and so I'm sure that it's available everywhere, but I know it's available here. So the first step is to take the blueberries and put them in the food processor. I've tried to pick these over as much as I can. It probably doesn't really matter if you get all of the stems because we are going to be blending this and then straining it, so all that stuff will come out. And then some of the vinegar, but not all. We're just giving it a little bit of a liquid, and we're gonna pulse this. We're not looking for a smooth mixture right now. We're just going to sort of break up the blueberries a little bit to get them cooking faster. So. All right, that's probably good for right now. And next we're gonna go over to the stove to cook this, and it's gotta cook for like an hour. And then you're supposed to refrigerate it overnight, and so I've already made a mistake. I should have made this yesterday. We're gonna use this this evening, but we're gonna put it in the refrigerator for however long we have, probably about 4 hours by the time it's all done. And that should be fine, I hope. All right, so we're gonna reset up over at the stove, and we'll see you in a second. Okay, so we have everything set up here for the blueberry barbecue sauce. We're gonna have to cook it for a while, so we're just gonna dump all of this into the pan from the food processor. Try to get as much out as I can. And then we're gonna add the other ingredients, and it has to cook for an hour once it comes up to a simmer. So we're gonna add the rest of this vinegar, this apple cider vinegar. We're gonna add a 3-inch cinnamon stick. Mine are a little bit big, so I've chosen the smallest one. Some salt. I'm gonna go ahead and get this on medium heat. Some red pepper flakes, and then some sugar. Got the red pepper flakes, and then it's a lot of sugar, but most barbecue sauces these days, done it again. I love the way these look, but they don't fit most of my measuring cups, so that's kind of a problem. I told you it's a lot of sugar. All right, that is the right amount. And now we're gonna bring this up to a simmer. And after it simmers, we're going to cover it and let it cook for an hour. But we also have to stir it because she says it can burn, she knows from experience. So now we're just waiting for it to simmer. So I realized as I was cleaning up and putting things away, I'd forgotten to put the bay leaf in, so I did that. And then I turned it up a little bit because we waited for probably 20 minutes for this to come to a simmer, and that was annoying me, so I turned it up a little bit. But we're now at a good simmer. It's sort of bubbling a little bit, going good. And so now we are going to put the lid on this, and I know she does not say to turn the heat down, but I know that if I leave it at a 5 on my stove with a cover on, it will be boiling like crazy. So I'm probably going to turn it down to a 3 once it comes to a really good boil, just to see it's already boiling more. So I'm going to turn it down a little bit so it's simmering more than boiling really fast. But we're going to leave this for an hour. And in the meantime, I'm going to be making some brunch for my family, so it's going to be a little hectic in here, but I will try to show you what it looks like a couple times as I stir it in between. So we'll be back when it's done. Okay, so this is what it looks like when I take the lid off. It's been going for about 20 minutes. Oops, excuse my finger. And I'm just gonna stir it. It's going pretty good. And that's it. I'll be back to stir it later. So this has been cooking on the stove for about an hour. And I'm just going to take out the solids that I don't want to blend up. She suggests that you put this into a standard blender and all that, which is blending hot things is always a little anxiety inducing for me. So I'm going to use my immersion blender. Now this isn't boiling anymore, but it is very hot, so you do kind of have to be careful, but I have yet to hurt myself doing this, so we'll see. But I'm going to blend it with this immersion blender. These are great. Love them. They don't take up much room. I can put it in the drawer. It's easy to clean up because this part comes off and just goes in the dishwasher. So we're going to blend it up. All right. That's all done. And the really good thing is I can just take this off and put it in my sink for the cleanup crew. And got a little bit on my arm, but pretty good. Now we have to strain this. So I've got a big bowl here and just a sieve. I'm going to pour it all in there. And we'll get all the little pieces that we couldn't get entirely smooth. The hot vinegar here can really get into your sinuses. And then I'm just gonna sort of force all the liquid through here, and it will keep the pieces behind. So we've got a little bit of skin left in here, and probably any bits of little stems that I didn't get. I'm gonna use a different spatula here to scrape what's on the outside, just so we have it as smooth as possible. And I'm going to rinse out my pan so we don't get any little pieces left, and then we have to reduce this. So be right back. Okay, so I just did sort of a quick rinse and dry on this. Didn't scrub out all the little pieces, but I'm gonna put this hot mixture back into the pan. And now the plan is to reduce this by 1/3. So we're gonna bring it up to a boil and leave it uncovered. And I'm gonna put it right there for now. And then we're looking for the viscosity of maple syrup, not honey. So not super thick, but thick, and where it will cover the back of a spoon. So, okay, so this is boiling, and I'm planning to just let this go at a relatively high heat so it happens pretty quickly. But because there is a lot of sugar, you have to be careful and stir it, and so it doesn't burn. So this has been about 5 minutes since it started boiling, and it's been boiling pretty good. I'm gonna turn the heat off a little bit for a little bit so we can see, so it'll stop boiling so I can kind of see how much is left there. My heat comes up pretty easily, so I don't mind just leaving it on the burner and turning it off. And it looks like we maybe aren't quite there with the 1/3, but I'm gonna check. Looks like it coats the back of the spoon very nicely. Tastes pretty good, very sweet. Still seems slightly more viscous, slightly thinner than I might want. I know it's hot right now, which, you know, it'll always be thicker when it's cold. I'm gonna let it go for another couple minutes, I think, boiling. Like I said, it's really hard to tell when it's boiling how much it has reduced, because when it's boiling, all the bubbles make it look taller. Now, this has been boiling for about 7 minutes total, and I think I'm gonna call it good. It definitely looks like it's reduced a bit, and it's very thick. Yeah, I would say that is more like maple syrup. And we can check back of our spoon. Definitely coats it really well. All right, I'm going to find something. I'm gonna let this cool off a little bit, find something to store it in the refrigerator in, and then in a little bit we'll get our chicken ready and cook it up. So my blueberry barbecue sauce, I put it in a little bit of an ice bath to cool down a little bit more quickly, because I was supposed to make it last night. It's been in the refrigerator. I've got it in a mason jar. Very good. It's all ready to go. Maybe a little thick, but the good thing is if it's too thick, you can add just a little bit of water until you get the right texture. But as a special bonus, you'll get to watch me spatchcock a chicken, also called butterfly. So Vivian Howard suggests you ask your butcher to do it. I have never actually asked a butcher to do that for me, but I have spatchcocked even a turkey. So I'm not super afraid of doing this. And I've got several utensils that help. I've got a couple of different cutting instruments here. Some of them are better to get through the tough bones. I've even spatchcocked a turkey before for Thanksgiving, and that turned out very well. But so right now, I'm gonna get the yucky bits out in the sink. So what we're gonna do is remove the backbone. So this is the breast and the wings and the legs. You wanna flip them over, and you're going to cut along either side of this backbone. I might have said breastbone earlier, backbone. So that's one thing about this one, it tends to lock unintentionally sometimes. So just take a good pair of kitchen scissors can do this, but this one gives you a little more leverage for the thicker bones. Get stuck on the skin a little bit sometimes. Okay, here we go. And now I'm just going to flip it around. Get some of these bits out that I don't need, little bits of fat and internal organs that are just kind of left in there. And then I'm gonna go from the other side and just cut down the other side of that backbone. This is where one of those hard bones gets in there. And then it's pretty easy. All right. You can use that for chicken stock or whatever. I'm just gonna throw it away today because I don't have the time or the patience to make any stock with that and the bones and the bits, the neck, and all that stuff you get when you buy a full whole chicken. All right, and so the last step to spatchcocking a chicken is you flip it back over and you want to sort of break the breastbone so it lays flat. So you just kind of hear that break. And then he sort of lays flat. All good. I'm going to put this over here on this tray I have. And I also had already bought some chicken leg quarters, and I'm going to go ahead and cook those this way too, because we're having enough people over that one chicken will not feed all of us. So, got some pretty large chicken leg quarters here. And I'm going to get them all salt and pepper on all of them and all that. I was going to wash my hands, but really they're going to get chickeny anyway, so I probably need to move this out of the way so this will be in the right place. All right. So I have all of the salt and pepper that I want to use on this. I'm going to use all of it, so putting my yucky hands in it is okay. We're going to wash the dish afterwards, all cool. But I'm going to use all of this just to get all over. I've mixed the salt and pepper together just so it's just one step. Which is another good thing when you are dealing with something kind of yucky like chicken. Raw chicken anyway. And we want to get this on both sides. So I'm going to turn it over. And just sort of get it all spread around. So the next step is just to cook this. She suggests you cook it on the grill. We happen to have a smoker that has enough room for all of this to go on it. And that's my plan. So for the first time, you'll get to see me cooking outside. Just a minute. So we've got our outside setup ready. Chicken's here, and this is our pellet smoker. We've got it set to 350. Makes it a whole lot easier than trying to keep the grill at 350. But we're gonna put these on skin side up, and they stay that way, just regular, no sauce on them yet, for 20 minutes. So we're just gonna close the lid and let it go for 20 minutes. This has been going for, excuse my kids in the background if you can hear them, this has been going for about 20 minutes, and it's time to start basting. I did end up thinning my sauce a little bit with water to make it slightly more basteable, so I'm gonna just baste all of my pieces with the barbecue sauce. I really like this this fully silicone barbecue brush, just because it can go into the dishwasher all told and gets really clean, so you don't have to worry too much about it. All right, lid back down, and then we come back in 5 minutes, every 5 minutes for 20 minutes. So 3 more times of basting. Something like that. All right, we'll be back. So I've basted this 3 times that we didn't show you, at least. I'm gonna baste it one more time before we flip it. Because now it's time to turn it over and get the skin crispy. We're going to baste the other side after we turn it. They're all pretty well coated. Got fresh tongs here. fresh tongs here, flipping the chicken over. This is the hard part, the whole chicken. There we go. All right, so now we're just gonna baste this side that hasn't seen the sauce anymore. Hasn't seen the sauce yet. Okay. So we're gonna close the lid and let it go for 5 minutes. Baste this side again, 5 more minutes, and then we're gonna check the temperature. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes. I'm gonna check the temperature on these, and I think, yeah, the pieces are definitely done. Says you're looking for 165 in the meaty part of the leg, and the whole chicken's not done, but we're going to go ahead and take off these pieces. Turn them over for a second. Let them drain a little bit. Put them on this clean tray. Turn this back over, and I'll probably hit it with some more sauce, but we'll let it go another 5 or 10 minutes and check the temperature again. All right, I've checked the temperature. This has gone probably for another 20 minutes now on skin side up, and it's done. So we're about to take it off. So you can see they're beautiful. We're gonna let these rest and cut them up, and I'll have pictures for you, and we'll let you know how it tastes. Thanks. On this episode of Cooking the Books with Heather, we made blueberry barbecue chicken from Vivian Howard's Deep Run Roots cookbook. And I have to say, cooking the chicken was pretty much as easy as cooking a chicken can be. I love butterflying, spatchcocking the chicken because it cooks a whole lot quicker, more evenly that way. And we were able to use our smoker, which keeps things at a good consistent temperature, so that was pretty easy. And it turned out, it cooked in the amount of time that it was supposed to, just about. Everything was great. The blueberry sauce was not too difficult. I'm not sure about needing to pulse the berries at first to break them up. That was kind of another piece of equipment to clean that didn't seem entirely necessary, but I'm sure it probably helps the process along. I did end up sort of over reducing my sauce. It's really more like a jam right now in my refrigerator, but that's an easy problem. As long as you don't scorch it, as long as you don't burn it, which I didn't, that's an easy problem to overcome. You just add a little water to it and it's fine. So all in all, it was really pretty easy. No super hard things to do with this recipe. Yeah, it was easy and it was good. Our friends enjoyed it. Our kids enjoyed it. My daughter, who, if you can remember from the blueberry breakfast pudding that we made from this same book, does not like blueberries. And when we had the leftovers the other night, she got some of the sauce on her hand and she asked why it was purple. And when I told her that it was made with blueberries, she looked a little bit betrayed, but she still ate it. She's a chicken skin kid. She loves it. So she still ate the skin even though it had the blueberry sauce on it, and she says she hates blueberries. So that was definitely a point in its favor. Makes my daughter eat blueberries. But yeah, all our friends liked it. Actually, their kids didn't like the sauce. They ate the chicken without the skin, but everybody else enjoyed it. The skin was cooked, I mean, the chicken was cooked nicely, very juicy. So all in all, I would say easy, and I think anybody should be able to make this. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed our video, please click subscribe down below or right about here, and come back next week for another recipe. Thanks for watching. Door's closed, don't come in. Close that door.